It was an ordinary day in the monastery, where the monks lived their lives in harmony, their voices as gentle as their souls. But on this particular morning, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation, for the wise abbot had summoned everyone to the tranquil courtyard. In the heart of the monastery, the abbot, a venerable figure with a flowing white beard and an aura of serenity, stood on the weathered stone dais. His presence commanded respect, and his voice held a soothing yet commanding authority. "The time has come," the abbot declared, his gaze sweeping over the gathered monks, "for a competition that will not only test your creativity, but also your unity." Whispers fluttered through the crowd. Brother Landon and Brother Elias exchanged curious glances, their interest piqued. The abbot continued, "Our monastery's garden, once a jewel of our community, has fallen into disrepair over the years. It is a place that reflects the beauty of our spirits. Today, I challenge you to restore it to its former glory." Murmurs of approval rippled through the courtyard. The garden was indeed a reflection of the monks' inner selves, a place of peace and serenity. But then, the abbot added a twist that brought a mixture of excitement and tension to the air. "You will not do this alone. I have chosen 2 among us, whose task it will be to design and transform the garden. The rest of you shall assist in implementing their visions." The abbot's eyes settled on the unsuspecting Brother Landon and Brother Elias. They exchanged quick, apprehensive glances, their expressions mirroring the mixed reactions of their fellow brethren. The abbot revealed the nature of the competition, his words crisp and to the point. "You, dear monks, will have a competition to decide who can create the most magnificent garden. The design that brings harmony, beauty, and tranquility back to our sacred grounds shall earn its creator the honor and recognition of the entire monastery." The courtyard buzzed with whispered discussions as the abbot explained the rules and set a time frame for the competition. The monks watched Brother Landon and Brother Elias closely, their expectations hanging in the balance. As the meeting concluded, Brother Landon and Brother Elias retreated to opposite corners of the courtyard. The air was filled with anticipation, but also with an underlying tension. The rivalry between them had been well known throughout the monastery, fueled by contrasting approaches to their shared faith. Brother Landon, quiet but deeply committed to preserving the garden's spiritual essence, envisioned a design that paid homage to the garden's history and its symbolism in their lives. Their sketches were filled with intricate meditative patterns that echoed the teachings of the monastery. On the other side, Brother Elias, known for a more flamboyant and innovative spirit, sought to bring a modern twist to the garden. Their sketches were bold, featuring a fusion of colors and shapes, suggesting an avant-garde interpretation of the monastery's spiritual principles. As the 2 worked on their designs, their fellow monks watched with growing fascination. Some favored Brother Landon's traditional and timeless approach, while others marveled at Brother Elias's daring and creative design. Tension was palpable in the monastery, as the competition wasn't merely about a garden. It symbolized a clash of ideologies, a test of unity and diversity. The chapters that lay ahead would reveal whether the garden could bridge the gap between Brother Landon, Brother Elias, and the monks who supported them. The first rays of dawn broke over the monastery, casting a gentle glow on the lush garden awaiting the touch of renewal. Brother Landon and Brother Elias stood before the garden, tension radiating from their furrowed brows and clenched jaws. Both were reluctant to make the first move, and the silence between them was heavy with unspoken words. The abbot's instructions had been clear. They were to work together to design and transform the neglected garden. But as the morning sun climbed higher in the sky, their contrasting visions clashed like thunderheads colliding in a storm. "It should be serene and traditional," Brother Landon insisted, gesturing to a corner where he had already begun to arrange stones in a meditative pattern. "A garden that reflects our shared spiritual journey." Brother Elias scoffed, his eyes fixated on a completely different section where he had started planting vibrant, exotic flowers. "Traditional is tired and lifeless. It's time for a garden that represents a new, vibrant chapter in our monastery's history." Their disagreement escalated quickly, their words sharper than thorns. Their voices grew louder, echoing in the tranquil courtyard. The other monks watched with unease as the two stubbornly defended their designs. Despite the abbot's proximity, their voices carried their argument. He observed from a distance, his eyes filled with disappointment. This clash of ideas was the opposite of what he had hoped for in his attempt to foster unity and cooperation among the monks. As the day wore on, the garden remained in a state of discord. Brother Landon continued his work on the tranquil section, while Brother Elias energetically planted more vibrant flowers. The tension between them became unbearable, and their fellow monks kept their distance, worried that their discord might affect the entire monastery. As evening painted the sky in shades of twilight, Brother Landon and Brother Elias had both made little progress in their respective corners. The garden was in a worse state than before, with elements of their competing visions disrupting the balance and harmony that once existed. The abbot approached, his presence felt before he spoke. "You are at a crossroads, my dear brothers. The garden you've created today is a reflection of the division within your hearts. I had hoped to see a harmonious blend of your unique perspectives, but I fear that has eluded us thus far." His words hung in the air, and both monks hung their heads in regret. They had not only failed themselves, but also disappointed the wise abbot. With a heavy sigh, the abbot continued, "You must find a way to combine your ideas, to compromise and create a garden that embodies both tradition and innovation. Remember, unity does not mean surrendering your individuality, but finding the strength to complement and uplift each other." As night descended upon the monastery, Brother Landon and Brother Elias looked at the garden in its chaotic state. The abbot's words resonated in their hearts, and they realized that their stubbornness had led them astray. They shared a silent moment of understanding and acknowledgement. The monastery lay shrouded in darkness, save for the soft glow of lanterns that dotted the pathways. An eerie silence enveloped the sacred grounds, broken only by the distant hoot of an owl. It was well past midnight when Brother Landon and Brother Elias received the same anonymous note. Each note bore a simple message: "Meet me in secret to discuss our approach to the garden." Curiosity mingled with apprehension, and in separate chambers, they both donned their simple robes and made their way through the dimly lit hallways. Their steps were cautious, the monastery's silence amplifying every footfall. In a secluded spot near the garden, they found themselves facing each other, a single lantern casting flickering light on their tense expressions. They exchanged no words at first, uncertain of the purpose of this clandestine meeting. Brother Elias was the first to break the silence. "What do you suppose this is about, Brother Landon?" Brother Landon shook his head, unable to offer an answer. "I have no idea, but we should be cautious." In that moment, while Brother Landon's attention was diverted, Brother Elias subtly slipped a hand into his robe's inner pocket. There, he carefully retrieved the folded sketches of Brother Landon's garden design, captured on paper with intricate, timeless detail. He slid the stolen sketches into his own robe, his fingers deft and swift. Their discussion proceeded, veering toward the garden, the rivalry, and their competing visions. As the night wore on, the moon hung low, a silent witness to their hushed conversation. With the meeting concluded, they parted ways, their paths diverging under the veil of night. Little did Brother Landon know that his precious garden design sketches, a testament to his unwavering dedication to tradition and spirituality, had been pilfered by his rival. The next morning, the monastery buzzed with anticipation as Brother Elias unveiled a section of the garden that had miraculously transformed overnight. His vision, colorful and innovative, now stood as a testament to the monastery's bright future. The monks marveled at the unexpected progress, showering Brother Elias with praise for his incredible work. Brother Landon, his heart heavy with disappointment, watched from the shadows, his designs having disappeared without a trace. The abbot approached Brother Elias, a warm smile on his face, and patted him on the shoulder. "Brother Elias, you have outdone yourself. This is a garden of breathtaking beauty." Brother Elias bowed humbly, basking in the praise. Meanwhile, Brother Landon struggled to conceal his emotions, the weight of betrayal pressing heavily upon him. As Brother Elias received accolades and admiration, Brother Landon felt a profound sense of devastation. He had poured his heart and soul into those sketches, believing they would bring tranquility and spiritual growth to the monastery. The rival monk watched from a distance, his heart heavy with guilt. What had seemed like a cunning plan the night before now felt like a grave mistake. The stolen designs were a burden he had not anticipated. The courtyard was alive with the soft hum of prayers as the monks gathered for their morning ritual. The abbot, a figure of calm authority, stood before them, his gaze wandering toward the transformed section of the garden. "Blessed be the hands of Brother Elias," the abbot declared, his words a testament to the seemingly remarkable progress in the garden. "Your dedication and creativity have breathed new life into this sacred place. The garden now flourishes with color and vitality, a reflection of our evolving spirituality." The monks applauded Brother Elias with genuine admiration, their voices resonating with appreciation for his supposed achievements. Brother Landon, seated among the monks, listened with a heavy heart. Disheartened by the betrayal he had suffered, he had spent countless hours toiling away in the garden, attempting to improve the discordant mess that had become of his vision. Despite the praise lavished upon his rival, Brother Landon remained committed to his task, driven by a profound desire to restore the garden's lost harmony. While the monks went about their duties for the day, Brother Landon continued his work in the garden. He knew that the path to redemption lay in his unwavering dedication to the sacred space. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Brother Landon's hands meticulously arranged stones, and his heart sought solace in the rhythm of his work. He weeded, pruned, and contemplated, channeling his energy into the vision he held dear. It was during this tireless labor that he stumbled upon the truth he had been unaware of. There, hidden beneath a pile of discarded leaves, were his own sketches, his stolen garden designs. A mixture of shock and anger coursed through Brother Landon as he realized the extent of the betrayal. His sketches, a manifestation of his deep-seated beliefs and devotion, lay buried beneath the rival monk's creation. Determined to confront the one who had wronged him, Brother Landon sought out Brother Elias. He found him near the garden, admiring his work, unaware of the storm brewing within the heart of his fellow monk. With his stolen sketches clutched tightly in his hand, Brother Landon approached Brother Elias. His voice trembled with suppressed anger and disappointment. "Brother Elias, we must speak." The rival monk turned to face Brother Landon, his eyes clouded with confusion. "What troubles you, Brother Landon?" Unfolding the stolen sketches before Brother Elias, Brother Landon revealed the undeniable evidence of the theft. "This is what troubles me," he declared, his voice firm and resolute. "You stole my designs. These are my visions for the garden, my hard work and devotion." Brother Elias stared at the sketches, guilt slowly etching across his face. His deception had been uncovered, and his betrayal was undeniable. Brother Elias knew that if he lied now, Brother Landon will figure it out. He had to speak the truth and only truth. Only this way he might resolve this situation. "I did it out of jealousy and ambition," Brother Elias admitted, his voice tinged with remorse. "I wanted recognition, but I realize now that it was a terrible mistake." The weight of his wrongdoing hung heavily in the air, and Brother Landon's anger began to dissipate. The revelation of the stolen sketches, rather than fueling a feud, had opened a door to understanding. Brother Elias looked into Brother Landon's eyes, a sincerity in his gaze. "I am deeply sorry for what I have done. I would like to make amends, to work together to restore the garden in the spirit of unity." As Brother Landon contemplated his rival's heartfelt confession, he realized that the path to redemption and reconciliation was, indeed, a possibility. The chapters that lay ahead would reveal whether Brother Elias's remorse was genuine and whether the two monks could mend the rift in their hearts and the garden they had both dreamed of restoring. The morning sun bathed the monastery in a warm golden light as Brother Landon and Brother Elias stood in the garden. The tension that had once divided them was replaced by a shared determination to restore the garden as a team. "We must put our differences aside," Brother Landon said, his voice resolute. "This garden, our home, deserves our unity." Brother Elias nodded in agreement, a newfound sense of purpose in his eyes. "You are right, Brother Landon. It's time to work together and create something that embodies both our visions. With that understanding, they laid the foundation for a garden that would harmoniously blend tradition and innovation. Brother Landon's intricate patterns merged with Brother Elias's vibrant colors, and as they toiled side by side, a sense of unity and purpose began to flourish among them. Their collaborative effort was not a secret, for their fellow monks noticed the shift in their dynamic and the transformation taking place in the garden. The monastery, sensing the change, rallied behind their joint endeavor. The turning point came when Brother Landon and Brother Elias approached the abbot with the truth about the stolen designs and their subsequent reconciliation. They spoke with unwavering honesty, and the abbot's eyes shone with appreciation for their humility and commitment to unity. It is the mark of a true monk to acknowledge one's mistakes and strive for a better path, the abbot declared. Your journey, though marked by adversity, has brought you both to a place of wisdom. The abbot, too, contributed to their shared vision, offering insights and guidance that transcended mere gardening. He saw in their collaboration a metaphor for the collective spirit of the monastery, a place where diverse beliefs and ideas could thrive in harmony. The entire monastery, moved by the story of Brother Landon and Brother Elias, joined them in the garden's restoration. Monks of all ages, from the elders to the novices, offered their time and expertise. The garden, once a testament to division, became a symbol of the monastery's collective effort and cooperation. As the days passed, the garden blossomed into a magnificent reflection of tradition and innovation, serenity and vitality. It was a place where the old and the new harmonized, and where the monastery's rich history embraced its future. At last, the garden was completed, its splendor evident to all who beheld it. The monastery celebrated their success with a grand feast, a jubilant event where the entire community came together to honor the transformation of the sacred space. Brother Landon and Brother Elias, once rivals, now stood side by side. They shared a heartfelt apology, a gesture of humility and forgiveness that resonated deeply with their fellow monks. A handshake marked the beginning of a strong bond, one that transcended rivalry and led to a shared commitment to the monastery's teachings. The abbot addressed the assembly, his words carrying the weight of wisdom. In the garden, we see not only the beauty of nature, but the beauty of unity. Brother Landon and Brother Elias have shown us the power of working together, of reconciling our differences and embracing our shared values. With those words, the monks raised their goblets, toasting to the success of the garden, the strength of their community, and the resilience of the human spirit. The grand feast became a celebration of reconciliation and cooperation, a testament to the transformative power of working together for a shared purpose. In the chapters that followed, the monastery continued to thrive, the garden serving as a reminder of the unity and strength that bound them all. Brother Landon and Brother Elias, now friends and partners, found their place not only in the garden they had restored, but in the hearts of their fellow monks.